What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards, and welcome to the Soccer Comic Rant. And we are on or at allthingscomedy.com. Go there and check out a host of podcasts with some of your favorite comics. And Sam Tripoli, Bill Burr, Al Madrigal, and just everybody is on here. Come through. Go to the website, check it out. I'm stumbling, but fuck it, just go check it out. This is a Soccer Comic Rant, and I'm the host of this joint. It's on YouTube, so go to Ian Edwards on YouTube and watch all the podcasts there from the past. Also, smash the like button. That's something I learned from watching other YouTube buttons. They talk about smashing the like button, but only if you like it. Some people just want you to smash it. I hope you like it, and then you smash it. And then if you want to just listen to this, it's on iTunes, and you could leave a comment there, or you can rate it there, and you could like it there. I don't know what they do. They thumbs up
it, leave a comment, review it.
Yeah, leave a review.
Something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Do some shit with your life besides just listening. And it's on Libsyn, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. It's there too. So there's a bunch of places you can find this podcast. And rolling with me today is XG Marks the Spot, Xavier Guerrero. What's up, fam? How you doing?
What's up? Good. I'm chilling good. Yeah, it's been a good weekend.
Why has it been a good weekend?
It's good. October's here, fall's here. It wasn't so fucking hot. It was a little chill weather.
Yeah.
My team won.
It got cold kind of real fast.
Yeah, it was like super peak, but I like it.
Yeah, you like it?
I'm over the heat.
I feel like it just started getting hot after the summer ended, or towards the end of the summer. And I was like, oh, it's hot girl October. But that's over. That's a wrap.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done. So we're here to discuss soccer. But before that, we want to do the sponsor, OnTheVolleyApparel.com. And you can go to this website, and they have gear. They have hoodies, tank tops, T-shirts, sweatshirts for men and women, with soccer/hip-hop emblems on the front. They look fly, mixed together. They represent some of your favorite things in hip-hop and soccer, and you can get stuff for your friends, your family there, or you could outfit your local team. You can use my promo code ComicRant. You get 20% off, and that's go to OnTheVolleyApparel.com and use my promo code ComicRant and get 20% off. So what's up? What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the Man U versus Arsenal, let's just say mishmash affair, or
We can start off with that.
I don't know if I want to call it a soccer game. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were saying when it was commentating on the game that this does not look like the games of old with classy play and great passes and players with composure, like passing to each other and building up play. They just thought it was a real choppy game. It was also a really thunderously rainy day. Like sometimes, like I wonder how players play in that type of weather.
I wonder as a fan how you stand in the fucking
Yeah,
stands.
exactly.
I'm not going.
Yeah.
You've been to a game like
If
that where it's pouring?
Nah. If I had tickets, so I'm going to watch this on TV.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But I agree, because both of them, it used to be Man United and Arsenal used to be the Liverpool and the Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not that. Things have changed.
Things have changed. Now Man City and Liverpool are the top teams in the league, and they play beautiful football. But not just them, like I watched Leicester this
Coming
week.
in hot.
And they played some pretty decent football in their game when they beat Newcastle. Even though it was Newcastle, I think I could look pretty against Newcastle.
That's your next opponent.
Oh, thank God. Let's hope they don't grow balls this week. Please don't. Show up the same way you did at Leicester. But, we're going to definitely need those points.
I mean, I think you guys won this game, basically. I was hearing you guys were going to get smashed. I heard it's been one of the worst teams Man U has had in
for sure,
a couple years. So 1-1 Seems like a win in my eyes.
Yeah, 1-1 feels like a win to me against Arsenal, who's doing better than us in the table. And you have to put it this way. You got a point against one of the top 6 teams in the league. And we have 4 points from 2 of the top 2 teams in the league. We got 3 from Chelsea, 1 from Arsenal. It's the other teams that we are supposed to be better than that we've lost points to, like Southampton and Wolves we lost points to, and who else? West Ham, we completely lost points to them. But listen, we don't have the players, and I don't mind losing as long as I see a promise for a bright future. And today we played Pereira, and I thought he played really well. At one point, he took the ball and dribbled through and down into the goal area, into the penalty box, and had a shot on goal, and didn't go in. McTominay scored, and they put in Mason Greenwood. Who else? Rashford was out there. And
he was hurt.
And Zabi, he got better.
He got better because that was my thing my thing was like I didn't think that you guys were gonna lose bad. I just didn't think you guys had anyone to score. You guys don't got Rashford. You guys got rid of Lukaku.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, who's gonna score? But I didn't know he was ready back. But
people are saying we got rid of Lukaku, and
he's doing good over there.
Yeah, he's doing good.
The first couple games is not that bad. So you guys don't regret it?
No,
you think you should have kept him?
Because he wasn't gonna get his shit together with us. Like, I watched him not get his shit together with us. He went over there. He has to prove a point, and he's motivated. He wasn't motivated with us. So it's like I dated a girl. She might be a good girl to a guy now, to the new guy she's with, but she wants to be a good guy, a good girl for that guy now. So I can watch like what they're doing and be like, man, why wasn't she like that with me? But it doesn't matter. She wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't going to happen. So I don't want her back, because that doesn't mean she was going to be good with me. So that dude can have her.
Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Fuck Lukaku.
So fuck. Yeah. I'm not saying I kind of like him.
Yeah, but he's got to go. If you don't want to play, if you ain't going to step up.
If that's the team he's going to be a good girl for, let him be a good girl there. Sanchez scored this weekend for Inter. Do you know that? Alexis Sanchez, because he went to Inter too.
Yeah.
And he got a red card.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
You guys be like, if you notice when like Sterling went to Man City, he's becoming a better player. But I feel like that doesn't happen anymore at Man U. They don't become better players. They kind of just stay at like a.
Well, like something's wrong with us.
You see what I'm? Yeah.
Let me tell you what's wrong. And Arsenal has some of the same problems. So even with this game, Ashley Young takes all our free kicks, most of them, and our corners. When you're a team and Ashley Young is taking your free kicks and your corners, like Rashford took one today, and Rashford took one today that was on target, but normally they're not on target, and he tries to do this Ronaldo free kick. But when we don't have any organized set pieces, like if we have a team and Ashley Young, who is a bad crosser, is our free kick taker and corner taker, we're in trouble. That means we're posing no danger in moments in the game where we're supposed to be a threat.
A set piece is always a threat.
Set pieces
should be,
except when you're with, yeah. Like, let me see if I can find what the stats of today's game was. Like, let me see if so how many corners? We had 8 corners. Like, you gotta be scoring off at least 1 out of 8 corners. How are you not a threat with 8 corners and 6-foot dudes? That is crazy. We had the ball 56% of the time. Like, we had Arsenal under pressure, and there was a period after they scored that they got control of the game, but we took it back. I think it says here we had 439 passes. I didn't see how that happened. I feel like we gave up the ball 439 times.
Yeah, it seems like you guys played better.
It says 79%. This game did not look like we had 79% pass accuracy. And it did not look like they had 77% pass accuracy. So maybe, listen, it was a rainy-ass day. We got to take that into account. But Ashley Young cannot be because he's not. There was a cross in the flow of the game that he blew. It's just that he's never setting the plate for somebody to just eat right out of it. Like he always burns the food, and it's unappetizable. And you got to get a good chef.
You want it
in the kitchen.
Right at your foot.
Yeah, right at your
with
foot.
With the bow on
right
it,
at your head.
Little bow on it and everything. Just finish it off.
Yeah, you're just picking up your prom date. She puts her arm in your arm, and you just walk out the door into the limo. You know what I mean? And we ain't getting none of that shit. You know? And especially from a club that has a tradition of Beckham and just people like that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You know?
You guys had, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, like Ashley Young, if you know you're taking our set pieces, you got to stay after work and practice. You know? You got to stay after work and practice.
You say you guys need midfield, right?
Yeah, attacking creative midfielders.
That's always, they usually always comes with that guy being the shooter. It's never your
it's our
so if
it's
you
our
guys,
bad right back.
Yeah, that's who you guys are using as your set piece guy.
So there's like big, like obvious. Sometimes when teams are bad, you don't know why they're bad. You're like, they got this on paper, but like that's why we're easy to fix.
Well, I think player wise, I think Man U is better.
Why? Tell me why. Tell me why.
I just think the defense.
Yeah.
Arsenal's defense is horrible.
Yeah. Right.
Got a bunch of holes in it.
Mm-hmm. And then where else? Like we both have like problems. So it's the day on a day. It's like whose problems are going to show up more gives the other team the better chance to win. And today, I guess everything evened out.
I say you guys are just better. You better defense. To me, it's obviously hard to lose a game when you got a better defense. You might not score. That's what I think you guys don't have. I think you guys don't have someone that finishes off pretty good.
Right. Like
Rashford over there missing penalties. That's something you can't be doing.
Right.
As a striker.
Right. And then Pogba gave him a through ball today, and he got I think he slipped on the shot. But again, it was a rainy day, but there's no excuses. You have to win in this league. Tuanzebe, who was one of the most composed players during this game, academy product, he played for Villa last year, and I'm glad that they put him out, and he looked very capable out there. And I was like, oh shit, we have a solve for Shaw's injury problem, and it would be great. Like when what's his name, Wan-Bissaka's back, and Tuanzebe can be out there, and we don't have to use Young. And we'll have a formidable. So we got good defense. This is defense is good.
Yeah.
Is good enough. You know what I mean? It's what's keeping us in the game. But Pogba, and I forgot to say this last week. None of our players in the midfield look like they're having fun. They're not expressing themselves. They're afraid to. Pogba, who's one of the best midfielders in the world, looked like a shadow of himself. He did not look sure on the ball. He knows, I think, if he loses the ball, he'll hear it in the media afterwards. So he's nervous now, and he's worried about losing it, and he plays like that.
That's where Rashford's at. I feel like any fuck up, the media's going straight after him since they've been on his ass for a while, and that puts a lot of pressure on a player for like those little mistakes where you should take that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, fuck, I don't know if you reconsider. I mean, your brain's always working. You're like, oh, last time I took this shot, I got that Twitter comment. Let me rethink that. And then he never takes a shot, that's what makes you the best player, is taking those.
Right. You got to be stronger than Twitter.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a world-class player, you got to be stronger than Twitter. Or just get off it. You know what I mean? But I'm sure you're going to hear things. James, he played decent today, but there's some times when he just gets the ball and bombs forward and leaves his entire team behind him, and there's no one else to link up to. So he has to be conscious of that. I used to do that when I used to play soccer. My friends used to complain when I got the ball like on the wing and I just bombed forward and attacked the whole team by myself and eventually lose the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't do that. There's a way to do it where you can bring your teammates into the game with you so that you have the advantage. He dribbles into the disadvantage, and he loses the ball, so we're wasting chances. There's a lot of energy. Lingard didn't play bad. I didn't see him giving up the ball too much. So
they took him out, though.
They took him out. And that's another thing. Like last week, Solskjaer should have made better subs earlier. This week, he made the subs that he should have made at the time. Last week, he made them and he shouldn't have made them. Like he took out Pereira, who was balling at the time, digging in, showing his heart and his soul and flexing his badge. And he took him out for Fred and Green and I don't know who Greenwood came in for, but I just didn't think that was a good move at the time. Pereira was just like digging in and was playing with confidence. McTominay was digging in and playing with confidence. And I need to see more from Maguire bringing the ball out the back like he did for England in the World Cup. Like he did come forward and take some shots on goals and take on some players. So, but Pogba has to get his confidence back. Lingard played a little bit better, but I don't know how much better that is. It just didn't self-destruct like he normally does.
Well, that's who they took off for Greenwood.
Right.
So,
which is fine. Listen, I'm glad for the point. How about that? I'll take it.
What when I saw it was like, you happy, huh? I take it.
Yeah, because it could have went terrible, especially when at the end of the game they gave Arsenal some free kick that they didn't deserve, and it was like this was the last kick of the game, and we cleared it, and I was like, whoo, you know. And of course, I said last week, Aubameyang's going to get a goal a game, and he got one this game. You know, we gave him pretty much, gave that up. And Guendouzi played good. I think he played better than Pogba, and they were talking, he's going to be the guy to replace Pogba on that French team. So if Pogba doesn't get Pogba might not get his confidence back until he leaves Man U. And the way he's playing now, his value is just plummeted. So we're not going to even get the money we could get for Pogba. So we're just losing in the Pogba area all around. You know what I mean?
And he's worth a lot of money. How much you guys pay for him?
Like 100 and something. Like almost 100 million. And then we trying to either keep him by telling people he's worth 200 million. We paid 100 million, I think, for him. And we're trying to back people off by something like that. And it's different. It depends on how you calculate it in dollars, euros, or American money. So for the people watching, Pepe still looks shaky, still nervous for Arsenal. Sacco, young kid, down the wing. There's Arsenal played a lot of young kids. A
bunch of the players are hurt.
It's like an orphanage.
Yeah, a bunch of the players are hurt.
Yeah. Saka, his name is Saka, and they put in, let me see what their subs were. They put in Reece Nelson, Joe Willock. I mean, they just doled out the children. You know what I mean? So.
With David Luiz's age, it evens out.
No. He's so old as an oak tree.
He's fucking old.
Yeah, he's old as shit. So
how'd you see him do against you guys?
He was fine.
He was fine. You always say they should take him out halfway. You think he'd be a better player?
Here's a funny thing about David Luiz this game. There was a cross that we put in the box, right, by somebody on the left, and then the person, instead of crossing in front of the players, across the goal, they crossed it back, and David Luiz got the ball and cleared it. And the only reason why he was back there to clear it is because he's too lazy to run forward. So his laziness was actually effective in that play, and that ball was on its way to a Man U player who could have possibly put it in the net. But yeah,
there he goes.
So let me just
start off with the first game.
Well, kind of run. I don't even know how much I want to dwell on it. Like Liverpool, Leicester. I mean, Liverpool versus Sheffield United. Did you watch it? or get a chance?
I watched a little bit of it.
Right.
I think they gave him a good run for the money. They didn't score till like the end.
Let me tell you something, man.
I've been liking Sheffield. They came out. Their team they came up for regulation. They've been actually doing really well. I knew they weren't gonna win, but a 1-0, I'd take it. Not as a win, obviously, but I'm like, all right, we just beat one of the best. We just lost 1-0 to one of the best teams out there, and we just came up.
That's a good loss for a promoted team.
Yeah,
1-0.
I'd take it.
And especially the way the goal went in, and it was Wijnaldum, a ball that was coming out to him, kicked it, got a good, and I think, it went through the goalkeeper's legs and his arms, and because a goalkeeper has it in his arms and it goes through his legs, it looks like an error, but it's a good shot. It's hard, it's low, it's where it should be, and sometimes when a goalkeeper gets to a ball, it makes him look bad when he doesn't make the save, but he's also a good enough goalkeeper to get to the ball, and they don't get credit for that. So it's one of those things.
It's like a penalty shot. If the goalkeeper guesses every time, that's still good enough.
Right.
I mean, he's not going to stop it, but him being good enough to know like he went left, he's going to go left. Because sometimes even if you guess it right and that shooter is a good shooter, it don't matter. He could literally tell you, hey, I'm going to go right. It don't matter.
Well, put it this way, based on what you were saying, like the goal was representative of the game.
Oh yeah.
The way it went through his legs and went in, and it was the only goal of the game, is how Sheffield matched Liverpool and gave them that much trouble to win the game. You know what I mean? And how scrappy they are, how much they were about it. And Sheffield, listen, where are they? They're 12th in the table. They got 2 points behind us.
Yeah, 8 points.
Yeah, they got 8 points. They got 1 point behind us. A brand new team in the Premiership, so.
Possession was 71% for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's Liverpool.
So I'm telling you, they gave them a run for their money. They were like.
Well, it doesn't look like they gave them that much of a run when you give the percentage. But if you watch the game, Sheffield definitely represented. You know what I mean? Sheffield definitely represented.
I mean, I think the next couple games will tell you if Liverpool takes the whole thing or not. You can see who
I don't know. Last season, it took till the end. But yeah, what's the next couple of games?
For them? Let me check it out right now.
I think it'll take to the end of the season.
You think so?
Yeah, because remember, last year, Liverpool had like a 5 or 6 point lead. I can't remember what it was, over Man City. And then they kept on tying until City went a point ahead of them. And then from that point on, it was like game after game until the end. And City just kept on winning. They kept on winning. And so
that's why I say, because it's Liverpool versus Leicester City.
I think Leicester is tough, but Liverpool can beat them.
Yeah. Then you got Liverpool, Man U.
I don't have to tell you who I think is going to win. I know. That.
Liverpool, Spurs, and then Liverpool, Arsenal. All I'm saying is those couple games right there.
That's pretty.
That's what I'm saying. Those couple games will let you know where they stand, and then they got Man City 2 games later.
But they're getting the tough part of it, and they got Leicester, they got Aston Villa. They're getting the tough part of their schedule
right now. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. This will literally tell you how good they stand after these couple games.
I mean, they've beaten better than the teams that's on this list. The only team that can really give you trouble. I mean, listen, it's football. You never know what's going to happen. But if we go,
all those 5 teams are top 6 teams usually. Not right now, but all those teams, every single one of them. Leicester's doing real good. Man City, Man City's. That might be the only one that's going to give them that they're probably like really scared about. But I think every
Tottenham's trouble.
Yeah,
Tottenham's trouble.
Aston Villa's going to be their only easy one.
Yeah, and Leicester's 3rd right now in the table.
Yeah, so
right, we'll see. Man City handled Everton. They beat them 3-1, and Everton pulled back a goal but couldn't hold on. Sterling scored. Gabriel Jesus scored, put his head literally on the line, dived in, scored that goal.
Took that goal away from home, boy. That was already in.
You're talking about Calvin.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to put that in.
As a striker, that's your job.
Yeah.
Finish it off. It don't matter if it's in or not. Yeah, I agree.
If you don't, and that shit doesn't go in miraculously, everybody will blame you. But if you do it, then they'll be like, man, you could have let that go in.
Yeah.
So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But you gotta dive in and put that ball in. Great chip by, I think that was Coleman from Everton. But I expected Everton to give a better performance than they did, based on how at the end of the season last year when Everton played them, they really gave it to them. I think when Everton played Man City at the end of the season last year, I think it was like a 1-goal victory, and they really brought it to Man City. And based on, this coach, Marco Silva, needed to show up this week based on prior results. His prior results have been pretty shitty. His head is literally on the chopping block, looking up at the razor guillotine and looking at the executioner who's waiting for the signal to pull that shit to drop it down on his head. So we'll see. But Man City handled their business 3-1. And I think, did Sterling score? Yeah, Sterling scored. And his goal went in. They used the goal line technology to be like, yeah, that's a goal. But yeah, Man City on stride, trying to keep pace. And Leicester beat Newcastle. They beat Newcastle, Man City, Watford style.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Saying they put 5 in on them.
They haven't been scored like that. I think they said 15 years.
Oh, word.
It's been a while since they got a 5-0 beating. Yeah. Hey, but I think they're gonna get regulated. I think they're going down.
Who? Watford?
Nah, Newcastle.
Newcastle?
I feel bad. They're gone. I don't think they're coming back.
Listen. We were talking about Sheffield earlier, and the teams that have to worry about the 3 promoted teams are Newcastle and Watford, because the teams that came up are distinctively like they have a plan of action that they are implementing every week, a style of play and players that fit what they want to do on the field in the Premiership. And like the newly promoted teams, and I guess this kind of started from Burnley a few years ago, aren't coming into the Premiership shy anymore. And Wolves proved it last year. In their first year, they got into the Europa League. You know what I mean? And then now these teams are following on the tail of that. So Sheffield, even though Norwich doesn't win every week and Villa doesn't win every week, like Villa got points this week, you know what I mean, against Burnley, a team that's been in the league, and knows how to get points. Like Villa, if you watch Villa against Burnley, you'd be like, so who is the promoted team? Who just came up? You know what I mean?
Well, that's how Sheffield looked. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have think that they were some team from the bottom. That's why I said they came in hard. But I think Newcastle's gone. I'm sorry. I have no hope for them. I have no hope for them.
It's possible.
I watched that game and I didn't see nothing. A bunch of people give up.
Let me see. I'm gonna see what their record at Newcastle.
They got 2 points. I know they got 2 points.
Yeah, they're last.
They're last with Watford.
Watford. See, and those are the teams.
Like
Villa's down there too in 18th, but I don't think this is a real 18th place team. It's just some circumstances, and they got 5 points, but they've played definitely better than Newcastle and Watford. Norwich is down there too. Brighton Hove is down at the bottom too. Everton is like 15th. I feel like Aston Villa has played better than Everton.
I think Norwich has been playing better than where they're at.
Yeah, Norwich has been playing better than where they're at. Aston Villa has been playing better than where they're at. But it's early in the season, and the cards are going to fall where they're supposed to fall. Arsenal, we just did them. They're in 4th place, and they got 12 points. So this is not bad. What do you think about Arsenal's fourth place position in the table? For Arsenal being a team that's struggling right now to be fourth.
Yeah, they're doing actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For all the shit talking we talk on them.
Yeah.
Their defense is horrible. How they got no mid for being in fourth place.
For how much people want to get rid of Emery.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So Ozil didn't play again, right?
Nope.
And I read that there was a poll taken, and I don't know if NBC took the poll, NBC Sports or this One Football app, and they tweeted out, who would you rather keep if you're an Arsenal fan? Unai Emery, or Ozil. And resoundingly, people said they'd rather have Ozil play and stay than Emery. And so what do you think?
I'd take him too.
You take him too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not even sure.
He's a world-class player.
He is. I don't think he's as bad as Emery is making it see him look right now. And he can't be the total scapegoat on a team that, first of all, has no defensive midfielders. You know what I mean? Like I've never seen Ozil say fine, he doesn't really run back, but I've never seen him blatantly not run back. Like I've seen David Luiz in the short time that he's been there blatantly not do something that he could have done based on laziness and cause goals. And I've seen him do it for Chelsea, and I've seen it. So why is he getting such an olive branch and special treatment as opposed to Ozil, who actually creates goals for the team? You know what I mean? So this has to be something personal.
Well, I don't think
between the coach and Ozil.
Yeah, they've never liked him.
Right.
I don't think he's always had problems everywhere he kind of goes.
Ozil?
Yeah,
he had problems with
his
in Real Madrid.
Team. Yeah, and his national team.
And now he has problems with his national team.
So I mean, that's another thing. I mean, it could be different. We only watch him on the field. We don't know how he actually acts. He might walk around thinking I am the fucking star.
Or he might be just like some shy, nice guy. He doesn't seem like a very assertive, aggressive player. He's a finesse guy, but in English football, finesse guys have been victimized. Like when I was playing in college, there was this guy, his name was Franklin. And English football has changed, but this guy had so much finesse. He's a black guy, and he ended up playing professionally in the indoor leagues in America. But my coach at the time brought over a lot of English players that didn't make it in England, and they were really good players. But what they were telling me is that the English league is so physical. By a certain age, if you don't play it wasn't like they would pretty much ostracize you if you were a skill-based player. If you were physical and fast, you'd work your way up to the ranks and possibly have a better chance of getting in the league. But if you were like on some finesse and not a tackler, and just even Glenn Hoddle, as great as he was as a Spurs player, like he was considered a luxury player.
Well, like, you know who I consider who you're talking about? Kane. Kane's not finesse.
Finesse
at all.
But he's in the right position to beat it because he's a forward. So you need finesse to score. So you can't but Ozil, they want him to defend as well as create. You know what I mean? But listen, man, I always say, and I said it last week, there's something wrong with a team. And they was talking about this disconnect with Arsenal, about the players voted Xhaka their best player and team captain, and the fans hate him and think he's not that good. So there's never been a disconnect between how players feel about a player and fans feel about a player for the same team, as with Granit Xhaka. And I'm just glad he's their captain, because if he's their captain, it gives us a chance to beat him all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
go for it.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna be. What do you think about Crystal Palace and Norway? Did you watch that game?
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And who did they play? Norwich.
Yeah, I've actually been watching them because Pookie.
Mm-hmm.
He's been kind of quiet for last couple games though. They've been shutting him down.
Right.
I think that's the goal with them though. I think that and who's the other player that we like? Cantwell.
Cantwell and Bidness. Here's a funny thing about this game. Like, I like Norwich, but they have, I guess, like I said, there's still a learning curve, a Premiership learning curve. So going into this game, Pookie had more goals this season than the entire Crystal Palace team. So you would figure, based on their style of play and how good they've been playing, that they could actually beat Crystal Palace and get full points this weekend. But, Crystal Palace, they survived in the league and they have a certain survival style. And there's games they can get points from teams like this who are better at attacking. But Crystal Palace can kind of manage games.
Well, that's what happens when you're not consistent. That's what you keep saying. It's one of those teams that just stay in the middle. One day they're good, one day they're off, one day they play.
But if they catch you right, they'll fuck you out of all your points. And that's what Crystal Palace did to a Norwich team that I think is better than them, like on paper. But like Crystal Palace, all those players been on that team for a minute. They know how to get enough points from the right team so that they can stay in the league, and this was one of them.
Yeah, because I expected this to be more like a 1-1.
Right, 1-1.
Like I thought Norwich was going to put a little bit more of a fight, especially how they've been playing lately. And I don't know, I've just been liking how Cantwell and Pookie be doing. Even though I don't know where the fuck Pookie came from.
I think
you said that you noticed him last season.
No, I didn't notice him last season.
No?
He was the leading scorer in the championship, and then he came up with them. But let me see what the shots situation was like. So Crystal Palace had 15 shots. Pookie and them had 10.
Pookie and them.
They had 3 shots on target apiece. Possession went to Norwich, 56%, and they outpassed them. They outpossessed them. They outpassed accuracy them, and they still they lost 2-0. So Crystal Palace just took advantage of them and at the right time and at the right moments, and they scored goals.
It looked more like a 1-1 game if you look at it. If I looked at those stats.
Yeah, I would have expected, based on what I've seen of Norwich, for them to get some points from this, at least one, but they didn't. And Crystal Palace shows why they're still in the league, and they got some shit from it. So it just ended up being what it was. There's something I wanted to bring up. Oh, so West Ham is ahead of your team. West Ham had a draw this weekend against Bournemouth. Both teams went at it, and it ended up being 2-2. And West Ham is now in 5th place. They're in a Europe spot with 12 points, which on paper and looking at them, at their coach and their players, they are where I would expect them to be. Like, am I surprised after 7 games that they're above Man United and they have 12 points? No. So, they're doing fine. And below them is Spurs, your team, with 11 points. Did you expect to be below West Ham and Leicester?
After last season, fuck no. At 3rd place, and we got final in the Champions League.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we're just expecting a lot from them after that.
I think we're expecting what we should expect from them. What the fuck is happening over there?
I don't fucking know. I don't think we should get
rid. Huh? Can you guess?
I just think they're letting easy games go. They got the lead. They ended up letting it go. I just don't think they're committing to the game. I don't think it's Homeboy.
You don't think it's who?
Huh?
You don't think it's who?
What's his name? I always get the coach. I can never get his fucking name wrong. I hate.
Oh no, it's Pochettino.
Pochettino. They're trying to get rid of him. They're not
trying to get rid of him.
Who is it? The fans are. Everything I see, they're blaming him.
They are?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Twitter.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, yeah. They're blaming him. They're saying he's time to go. Damn. I don't even know how they're saying that.
Time already?
It's too early. That's what I'm saying. It's maybe me just...
After they just went
maybe fans just wilding out after...
Fans get really emotional.
That's what I'm saying. It might be emotional after one thing, and I'm like, you guys need to chill. It's fucking 6 weeks in. We haven't even done anything. What do you think?
So you don't know what's going on over there. Can I give you, somebody from England sent me something.
Wait up, we don't even know what's going on and we still have Eriksen. Wait till he fucking leaves how that shit's gonna end up.
Can I tell you what this person sent me?
What's that?
I don't want to say his name on it. So Jan Vertonghen caught sleeping with Eriksen's wife. Harry Kane got involved. Big dressing room bust up. Club refusing to offer Vertonghen a new contract. Eriksen was due to join Real Madrid, but personal reasons stopped the deal. Half the players not talking to each other, and Eriksen said he's not in a good place to play football. So Pochettino, your boy, unable to resolve the situation, likely to join Real Madrid in the summer and take Eriksen with him, and possibly Kane. That is the rumor that is going on.
So you're telling me
shagged or tried to shag Eriksen's missus. Kane went mad, nearly locked Jan Vertonghen clean out. Dressing room has been split ever since. Why the club won't offer or haven't offered Jan Vertonghen a new deal, trying to keep Eriksen sweet. So this is the rumor that's going around behind the scenes of. So last week I was saying about their performance against Leicester that something ain't right. Pochettino's not motivating the people. And I was like, Pochettino wants to leave. But so I might have been off, but I did sense that something was off, but not this.
No one would have thought about this. No one would have thought about this.
But this shit happens. This shit happens.
Sounds like a soap opera soccer movie that they play out there in Europe.
You know this happens. I think John Terry shagged another British player's wife. And that player said, fuck the English team. I forgot his name right now. And do you know that, what's his name? Ryan Giggs was shagging his brother's wife for a long time. You know what I mean?
No, it happens, but...
So it happens. So if the team is discombobulated and they haven't been doing what they're supposed to be doing, what else could it be?
Yeah, there's no other reason. When you were asking me, I was like, no, I don't understand why the fuck this is happening. But if that's even half true, if someone's shagging someone else's wife,
or try to,
right? But there's no way we're losing all three of them.
Well,
that'd be
for you to be.
You know how much Kane? They said how much Kane's worth?
How much?
I think I read it was that they wanted
300,000. Yeah, he's not worth that. That's when you try to scare buyers off, or you're just trying to be like, fuck it, we just want to make a lot of money. I know stuff has gone up.
I don't know where I saw it. I might be wrong.
If you paid $300 million for him, you would be wrong.
No, I think I might have been wrong. I don't know. I read something, but for them to lose all three of them, that'd be.
I mean, it might happen.
And all of them go to Real Madrid. They need help. I wouldn't doubt that.
Right, they need the help. Yeah, and you said something to me before the show started about Eriksen coming to Man U.
Yeah.
What did you hear?
That you guys were actually trying to put a bid on him before that happened. Before
his wife got fucked?
Yep.
He
wants to leave all of you. He wants to get the fuck out of there if that happened.
And that's why a perfectly healthy Eriksen... Listen, I'm not sure this is all true, but all I know, and I know there's Champions League games and there's EFL Cup games, but Eriksen is one of the team starters. There's other starters that are starting every game and not getting rested. So why isn't? And I know Eriksen, out of the blue, wanted to be out. You know what I mean? And go somewhere else. And for some reason, who knows? So we'll see how this plays out. Like it.
You think it'll surface up? You think everything?
It may never surface up, but this could just be some complete rumor. But something's up. How about that?
I hope it's real.
You hope it's real? Why?
Just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it? Yeah, that's honest.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
My wife ain't getting fucked. I don't care. It ain't me.
That's hilarious. Poor Eriksen. You want Eriksen's wife to get smashed?
He's got enough money. He can go get a brand new one. An even better one.
Damn, man. A more loyal one.
Exactly.
That's honest. One thing they were talking about, if we go back to the Man U game, is Man U has spent like $1 billion in players since Ferguson left, and we are further away from being able to get a title than now, after that $1 billion has been spent, than closer to it. And one of the commentators said that, and I would definitely have to agree with that.
Wrong buys.
So what?
Wrong buys, paying too much money.
A lot of wrong buys.
A lot of wrong buys?
A lot of wrong buys and a lot of impatientness. Like I can name some players, right, that play for their national teams right now and are doing really well for their clubs that we had on our roster since Ferguson left. There's Depay. He plays for Holland and he plays good for his club team in France. There's and I never wanted us to sell this guy, but what is his name? He's Dutch, and he plays for the Dutch national team. And I should just look it up, but I don't even know. His name escapes my memory right now, so I can't even bring it up. But he plays with Depay. He's a starter for the Dutch national team, and he's a white dude, and he used to play left back for us sometimes. And we should have never sold him.
None of those.
Let me see. No. But what is his name? Slow down. No. Keep going. No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
No, I don't think it's any of these.
Nah. Those are the successful ones. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
$1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion in players. Yeah. $1 billion in players. So Chelsea beat Brighton Hove 2-0. They handled their business. The young boys came through.
Yeah, they that's a young squad right there.
Yeah. Embryonic. Young fetuses getting out there doing their thing. And Willian had a good game. They created chances. Chelsea had 24 shots on goal. And 10 on target, 53% possession, 568 passes, 85% pass accuracy. And yeah. And Brighton Hove is a different Brighton Hove than they were last year. They're also more attacking, more organized. Now, I wouldn't say more organized or less organized. They're trying to score too, and they're trying to get at the game. And but I noticed Jorginho in this game, like for a guy who got all the praise for Chelsea's early success last season, he also got all the blame for Chelsea's failures towards the middle of the season when everybody said, they figured him out. But this guy was all over the place. Like, if there's a through ball or a chip or a lob to a player for a shot, and you look where the ball came from, it's Jorginho. And I expect that. But something that he also does is defensively, he'll get in there and win balls back. So he's doing the things that Emery wants from Ozil. For a finesse player, he gets in there.
Yeah, to go back and handle business.
Yeah, he'll come forward and attack and try to win balls back, and he did that on the left side of the field a few times during the game, and he'll be back, and he's like one of their best, like, defensive midfielders.
What do you think about them not playing Pulisic?
Who?
Pulisic? Or I can never say his name.
Oh, Pulisic?
Pulisic, whatever.
I don't know what's going on with that. Pulisic.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Why buy him? I thought they were all hyped about him.
They started the season. I thought he started the season well. He didn't score, but he was involved in some of the goals.
Well, he came in on the second half versus Man U.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he played good right there. Because I had told you, I was like, I'm glad that they didn't start him. Because starting off and then losing 4-0.
Yeah,
as a center mid,
they might blame him.
Yeah, they're going to blame you. They're going to blame you.
Yeah,
so they put him in halfway, and I thought it was good. But he didn't even play during this game.
No, he's been on the bench. Yeah, it's been like a Pulisic ban. I don't know what the deal is. So, and then now, as Neil was saying last week, like Hudson-Odoi's back, and he's back from injury. So yesterday they brought him in place of Pedro, and that's when
I think the
Chelsea
ban
got their second goal.
I think the ban has not been working for them, but it's been making them use their players, the younger players, and they've been actually noticing that they got some fucking stars in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like is it Jason Mount? What's Mount's first name? Let me see. Let me go to the lineups. Where is it?
Mason Mount.
Like, he's already better than what's his face?
Oh, I got something.
The other English guy. He's already better than Barkley to me. You know, like he's good with the ball, and he's not afraid. He's very creative, and he's attacking, and he goes for hits. I like what he does. What were you gonna ask me?
You know how Eriksen's gonna leave?
Who?
Eriksen's gonna leave
from Spurs.
Yeah. You know who they thinking about?
Who?
That Madison kid from Leicester.
Yeah.
What do you think? You don't think he'd fit in there?
I want more than that.
I was liking that kid, that Madison kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young, obviously, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I
saw that little rumor that thinking that when Eriksen leaves, they're gonna try to get Madison.
Who's gonna get him? Spurs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, for you guys, fine. But I just know he's gonna cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And for us to get him, and I don't want to overpay for somebody that's just
a
little bit better than average.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be fine, but we need more than just a little bit better than average, and that's where I see him right now. You know what I mean? And we jumped around, but since we're back on Leicester, another Leicester player who scored this week was their was it Ricardo? Let me go to that Leicester game. Yeah, well, there's a bunch of Leicester scores.
Yeah, 5 of them.
Yeah, but Ricardo got one. That's like I think the second week in a row that he got a goal. And one of the big news stories now is they're talking to Borussia Dortmund. And what did they say about Jordan Sancho? Dortmund expects Sancho to leave in the long term. So they do admit that Manchester United inquired about him in the summertime, but he stayed. But they do expect that he's not going to be there in the near future. And since Manchester United was the main team inquiring about him, hopefully he'll end up there, but he's going to be gone somewhere. And I'm just bringing him up because he's an English player doing well in another league. And hopefully that he'll end up at Man U.
There's a couple players that you guys want that. And then don't forget that Bruno kid, that Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, he's at Atletico Madrid, so that's not going to happen.
It won't happen? They sold him?
Yeah. He was with, I think, Benfica, and Atletico Madrid bought him for like, I think over 100 million.
Yeah, that's that's a little.
Yeah. Well, he's good. He's got a bright future. He's got a bright future. Who else do I want to talk about?
The only one we haven't is Wolves.
Wolves.
Watford.
I think they got their first win. Wolves got their first win of the season. Finally, when you're in the Europa League, it fucks with you. Like Wolves has probably played more games this season than any other Premiership team because you have to do all these qualifying games before the season starts for the Europa League. And the Europa League definitely burnt Burnley out at the beginning of last season, and they were in danger of getting relegated, but they finally got their shit together. And Wolves got their first win. They've had ties. They got their first win of the season against Watford, but that's how shitty Watford is.
I'm about to say, after they lose 8-0, you should come in there with, we're going to win this no matter what.
Well, they were like, well, we ain't going to lose 8-0 again. We're going to lose, but not 8-0. See, we lost 2-0. See, we improved. Like,
and
if
they even had an own goal.
Yeah. If you lose 8-0, 2-0 is an improvement. But my thing is, what does this say? Like, you fired your coach. You're the first team to fire your coach this season. You fired him so early, like maybe 3, the most 4 games in, 4. Then you got this coach that used to coach you back, and then he ties one.
8-0's it.
Let me see what he did. Everton, they lose to Everton. Then
they lose to West Ham. Then they tie to Newcastle. Then they tie to Arsenal 2-2, and then they lose to Man City. So we got 2 ties. That new guy got 2 ties.
The Watford, right? Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me go down to Watford. So Watford, it's all losses, right? And just 2 draws.
2 draws, the Newcastle one and the Arsenal one.
Right. Which Arsenal is a good draw, but they had the lead in that, and then they lost it. So that's the first game I think that he was there. And then after that, 8-0 to Man City, and now 2-0. So the fact that they got points against Arsenal was impressive. All right, cool. He might do good. And I think they fired the other coach because you should beat Newcastle. But now you're at the bottom of the table with your new old coach, and how long is this dude going to keep his job?
Right. I mean, they got Sheffield United, so I mean that should.
Sheffield
but
United,
they're gonna come in hard against them.
Sheffield United is better than them.
Yeah, I know, but that's the only thing that might keep them alive for right now.
If they lose to Sheffield United,
you think they're getting a new one, a new guy again?
That coach is definitely in danger of being, if not the fastest manager to get fired after being hired at not in the beginning of the season. It could be. I think his name is Kike Flores. This is not good. Like, so if you're the board that made that move to get rid of the guy, and you brought in a guy, and this guy, this is embarrassment, and you look like a laughing stock if this shit goes down. You know what I mean? And like, how long do you have to keep him to pretend to have faith in him? And how bad do the results get before you're like, we're going to look like idiots, but we got to fire this guy?
Or how many coaches do you figure out that the team's crappy?
So what?
How many coaches do you figure out the team's kind of crappy or the team has issues?
But last year, this team did decent in the league. You know what I mean? Last year, I think they finished.
They saw anybody? Was it any crazy?
I don't think they sold anybody major. The year before, they sold Richarlison, and I think they did better than the team they sold Richarlison to, you know? So I don't know what's going on at Watford. Maybe somebody's fucking somebody's
wife.
That's
exactly what I was going to say. I was like, everyone's fucking everybody's
fucking everybody's wife. But something's up. So, I don't know.
That's funny. Shit. You scared for who you guys got next? I said Newcastle. You'll take that, right?
Yeah, we'll take that. Like, if we don't win that, like,
That's real big trouble.
That's Solskjaer's like new players or not. We better. And then midweek, we got Europa League.
I forgot all about that. What good games is there?
So let's go to Champions League first. Well, let me just do the tables real quick. So Liverpool's first with 21 points. Man City second with 16 points, losers. Leicester's third with 14 points. That's fucking amazing to be third. Even though it's early, that's pretty good for Leicester. Arsenal's fourth with 12 points. West Ham is fifth with 12 points. Tottenham is sixth. That is definitely underperforming. Somebody is having sex with somebody over there because Tottenham only has 11 points after 7 games. Chelsea, they're seventh, but their excuse is not sex. It's youth. And they're a team. Banned. They've been banned, and they're learning, and they're employing their youth. And we'll see how the learning curve is. Bournemouth, they're eighth. They got 11 points, and Bournemouth has had the best start in the Premiership that they've ever had in their career, as in the Premiership. So that's pretty good for them. They're eighth after 7 games. That's pretty good. Crystal Palace, who, I'm looking at them now, they're ninth, and that's pretty good for them. Even though, we've talked about them the way we talked about them.
We talked pretty badly about them.
We talked pretty badly about them, but they're ninth. They're ahead of Man United. So that's fucking crazy. And I think they beat Man United. So that's why they're ahead of us. And Man United is in 10th with 9 points. We've played more games than, we have less points than the place we're in. You know what I mean? We got 9 points, and we're in 10th. That's appalling. You know what I mean?
Appalling?
That's appalling. That's dreadful.
Yeah.
That is goddamn dreadful. Burnley is 11th. They got 9 points. Sheffield United, they're in 12th. They got 8 points. Wolves is in 13th place. They got 7 points. Southampton is in 14th place. They got 7 points. Everton is in 15th place. They got 7 points. That's really bad for Everton, based on how much money they spend. You know what I mean? You spend all that money to be 15th. That's not great. But a lot of teams have money in the Premiership, and they've been spending it. So, it's probably not that much of a surprise. I just think they need a coach to galvanize this team and get it together. There's lots of different players from lots of different coaches, and you need somebody to come in there and say, streamline this whole operation and be like, you. And sometimes I think Everton is also guilty of buying the wrong players and splashing a lot of big money on them. Brighton, good for them. They're in 16th. They got 6 points because they're so, a one win could get you so far up the table.
Yeah.
So it's early. It's not like the pack has separated themselves from them. Norwich got 6 points. They're in 17th
that's who
place.
I expect to be where Crystal Palace is at.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talk so good about them, but they're at the bottom, and we talk so bad Crystal Palace. They literally should flip that shit around.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, we talk about Norwich like they're in Crystal Palace place.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. Aston Villa, too. They only got 5 points. They're in 18th place. Newcastle, we talk about them like they should be where they're at, and they're there, 19th. Watford, we talk about them like they should be where they're at, and they're in last. They got 20 points.
8-0, that's where you deserve to be at.
Yeah. So, what were you going to say? You were going to bring up was it Champions League?
Oh, yeah. What games we got? Anything good? We had the tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, let's get to that.
We got Man City versus, I'm not going to try.
Let me see it.
Try that?
Let me see it. Let me see how bad this is. Man City, where are they? I see Leon. I see Chelsea versus. That's from the week before. Okay, so let me go. Real Madrid versus Bruges. Real Madrid should have that, even though they're not having that great of a season. Tottenham versus Bayern is a huge game.
That's gonna be a tough game.
I'd put my money on Bayern, even though they're playing. They come into England, to London. Who would you put your money on that game?
I already know. Spurs.
Spurs?
Yeah, we went to the finals. We got this. That's our turn.
All right, bro. All right. I see why you would say that. That's the truest, that's the realest Spurs thing you've ever done. Yeah. Dynamo Zagreb. That's who Man City's playing.
They got this.
Yeah, they should have that. Even though a few weeks ago, a lot of the English teams had a bad time, a rough time in the Champions League. We'll see if they correct that this time. Let's see, another PSG versus Galatasaray. PSG should have that. PSG has a lot of injuries, but they still beat Real Madrid a few weeks ago.
Nicely, too. It was like
with those injuries.
Yeah.
So then you would expect them to beat Galatasaray.
Liverpool, obviously, they got this. Versus
who are they up against?
Red Bulls.
Red Bull. I wouldn't sleep on Red Bull. They're the second or third place team in Germany. So you never know. And Liverpool looked out of sync in the Champions League first match against, was it Napoli? But even though Napoli is a good team, I think that's who they played. Let me go back and see. Yeah, they lost 2-0. But maybe I'm just paranoid because I saw them lose to Napoli. But Napoli should be better than Red Bull. But we'll see.
I got Chelsea.
Chelsea, they're playing Losi. So I don't even know where that country is.
No, but sure.
Yeah.
Chelsea got this.
So Chelsea, that's that. They should have that. Valencia versus Ajax. That's a good, tough one.
Who you got?
Valencia.
Ajax.
I'll go Valencia because I think Ajax sells their players, and they've lost some big pieces. So Valencia, you know.
Well, Barcelona, Inter Milan.
That's huge. There's Lukaku. There's Sanchez. There's Conte. There's who's over there? There's a who's on Inter right now?
Yeah, I posted line up yet. There they are. Who are you looking for?
So let me see. Is that 2019?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Sanchez. Who did I see? Diego Godin is over there. There's somebody missing from that played this week. No, Dybala plays for Juventus, and him and Cristiano played together well this week. So who else am I thinking about?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with these fools.
Yeah, but this is a good match. This, like, if I'm gonna watch a Champions League game,
it'd be this one. Yeah,
it'll be this one.
I still want Inter to win.
And Barcelona got who Barcelona got. Yeah.
I can't stand them.
You can't stand Barcelona?
Nah, since I was a kid.
Why?
I just got tired of watching them win type of shit. I'm like, come on, dude. They're great though, but
a guy that hates winners. All right, we'll see. That's why you're a Spurs fan. I get it now. Trying to see, just going back to the Premiership, who's the big game this weekend coming up?
The big game would be...
What's the main joint? Is it what do you think of Man City Wolves?
Man City. I don't think it... anything that is in the top 6 with Man City, I don't think it's really a good game.
Right. Man City, very professional. Norwich shocked them, but...
I think the game this weekend is Liverpool, Leicester City.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the best game this week.
And that's the thing. Like, other teams are in the conversation and creating normal matchups are better matchups now.
Now that you say that, that's why I can't stand Barcelona, because I was just tired of watching Real Madrid and Barcelona doing the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of can't keep watching the same shit over and over. And that's why this shit's dope. I like that Leicester's in there. It's not Arsenal. Man U ain't really in the picture as much as they used to be. Shit like that. It just switches up. That's a reason why. So I can't. Just Barcelona was just like, come on. Can we watch them lose? It'll make me happy.
You don't like watching Messi?
Nah.
I mean, Barcelona is still having troubles right now.
Yeah.
Even though on paper they have a good team. So you should watch them now if you want to see them lose. Like you shouldn't watch them to win. You should watch them to see them struggle and enjoy the struggle.
Yeah, but then it's like watching Mayweather win. Everybody watches him wanting to lose, and then you end up watching him win.
I mean, they're not doing good right now.
We'll see.
It's not great over
This will tell you where they're at.
This game?
Yeah.
I don't know. They got a whole season to tell them where they're at. You know? They had a whole season. But just going back to the Leicester Liverpool, that is a very interesting proposition for game of the week, for sure. I'm trying to see. It says Newcastle, Man United, Man City, Wolves. That's another very intriguing one. Or it would have been more intriguing last year. West Ham, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Everton, Norwich, Villa, Brighton, Tottenham. What do you think of your chances against Tottenham? With all the shagging that's been going on behind the scenes at Spurs? Y'all think y'all got that?
I mean, we should, but if people were fucking someone else's wife, I'm not passing them the ball.
So, yeah, all right. So that'll make things even. And then, yeah, so I guess that is the most interesting game of the week. Liverpool, Leicester. So Leicester has risen to the point that they're the marquee game on a weekend in the Premiership.
They get a tie, and I think that's one for them.
Do you want them to tie? Do you want them to
I
make
want
Liverpool?
I want Liverpool to keep going.
All right.
Nothing. I just don't want Man City to keep winning again. So.
All right. So you're against Man City.
Yeah, right
more
now,
than you are against Liverpool.
Yeah.
All right. I feel you on that. All right. So, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Is there anything in the news that you saw in soccer that you want to bring up?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what we can do next week. Next week, after I upload this podcast, y'all, if a lot of you, like, leave comments under the YouTube video, and if you have any questions or thoughts that you want me to read on the podcast next week, write them out and I'll address them. Like any points you have about your team, who you support, and about anything that we said, your opinion. Like some people already do that, but I want to start maybe either, I don't know if it's necessarily a question or an opinion or both combo, but we'll see what's up. See if we can deal with your thoughts.
We'll pop them up right there.
And we'll pop them up right there.
Pop them right there. Read them out loud.
So make sure you spell check or you're going to look stupid. You know what I mean?
That's funny. We'll call you out on it too. So
we'll call you out on it too. We're going to run through your question. We might not even answer the question. We might just tear your literature apart, yo. It might just all be about that. But yeah. All right, so thanks, homie.
Of course.
Coming through.
Anytime.
Helping me out with this. You want to plug anything?
Shit. October 4th, Gramercy in New York, Tinfoil Hat's going to be out there. Eddie Bravo, Sam Tripoli. And then October 22nd at the Hollywood main room, we have a Tinfoil Hat. It's going to be me, Eddie Bravo, Tim Dillon, and Sam Tripoli. It's going to get weird. Get your tickets. It's going to sell out. You already know.
Tim Dillon's hilarious.
Tim Dillon's funny as fuck.
He's funny as fuck. He's an avalanche of funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he starts rolling. You want to jump on that funny ass. So that's a fun avalanche right there. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Ian Edwards Comic. Check out, when you go on my Instagram, Roommates. I don't know if it's a web series or what, or Instagram series, just some funny. It's a funny little show that I got on Instagram. And also, I'll be performing at Helium in St. Louis this weekend, October 3rd through 5th. And a weekend after that, I'll be in Zanies in Rosemont. That's in Illinois. That's October 11th through 12th. And after that, I'll be at the Star Dome in Birmingham, Alabama, October 18th through the 20th. And then after that, the weekend after that, I'll be at the Ice House, October 26th. That's in Pasadena. So come through. All right? And just go to ianedwardscomedian.com and just check out all my other dates. I didn't read them all out. Aaron, how you feeling, bro? This is Aaron Brungard.
I was just going to say, if you're going to be in Helium, go Cards in St. Louis.
Oh, word?
Yeah, we made the playoffs.
You made the playoffs?
Yeah, we won our division on the last day of the season.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Who did you almost lose it to?
Milwaukee.
Oh, shit. Is that a heated rivalry?
No, not really. They were just they had an amazing month.
Who you guys playing against in the playoffs?
We've got Atlanta on Thursday.
And is Atlanta good now?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Totally.
Who are the other teams that made it in baseball?
The Dodgers, Washington, that's the National League, and the Brewers. Brewers made the wild card. And then we got New York, Houston.
Yankees.
Yeah. Yankees, Houston, Oakland, Tampa Bay are the wild cards.
Oakland is good again, huh?
Yeah. And really good.
Yeah.
And Minnesota Twins. Also.
Who do you think has the best chance of making it to the World Series? Which two teams?
Houston for sure. I think.
For real?
Yeah, I think so.
Did they have the best record in the league or something?
They're up there. I don't know if they were exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I can take a look at that right now, actually. But
right.
For sure, I think Houston's going all the way.
And what about the Yankees?
I mean, the Yankees are
separate
right there.
your hate for them or your dislike for them.
I just think they have the three best pitchers
Houston.
in baseball. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They traded for one from the Diamondbacks in July, and now they have the three best, I think, of any playoff team.
Yeah. And the Yankees got over 103 wins. They got 103 wins.
Yeah, Houston's right there, aren't they? There's
Dodgers got 106 wins. So you're, that's a lot of wins.
Yeah, they got 106. That's a good amount.
Yeah. I go by that.
The Dodgers are, but they're also playing in a bad division, so that a lot of those hundreds is I don't know.
Yeah, Yankees got 103. That's not.
What are the Yankees in a bad division? No, there's a lot of good teams in their division.
Baltimore sucks hard. The Twins 100 wins might be. I mean, they're a really good team, but they are playing in the worst division.
Oh, okay.
In the Central.
And then you got Houston right there.
Astros, yeah.
Yeah, Astros division wasn't
that great either.
Wasn't that great, but Oakland is legit. I mean, they got 90 plus wins, 95.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be an exciting month.
It's going to be an exciting month. So everybody, be safe out there. Have fun. Put your questions under the post. Leave your comments. Check your English. You know, my English ain't that great, but I can spot some bad English. I don't even care. I just make fun of you just for the fun of it. Who cares? My name is Ian Edwards. Thanks, XG Mark, The Spot. And thank you, Aaron Brungard. Peace, y'all. Have a good week.